everybody, this is Tammy Wood from Saucy Outdoors. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm excited to share with you another Bradley Smoker recipe, but today we're going to be using fresh fruit. I've gone with pears and peaches. We're going to smoke these little babies and then we're going to put them in a wine reduction and poach them. And we're going to use a meringue nest with a mascarpone cream. It's a delicious dessert and I really hope that you try it. First things first, we take our fruit and we take all the skin off. So I've started off with a couple of pears here. Leave the tips on. The little stems look a lot better on the plate, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. You can take your peach and just skin it, making sure to get all of the skin off so that the smoke can penetrate the fruit. You're going to set your Bradley smoker to 200 degrees and you are going to smoke these little gems for 2 hours using a cherry chip. Now I've decided to use the cherry chip because in my wine reduction, I'm actually using an amarino cherry balsamic from olive oils. And it is thick, syrupy, delicious. You can smell the cherry, you can definitely taste it. And it really does add a beautiful element to your red wine reduction. Once you've got all of your fruit skinned, ready to go on your magic mat, stick it in your Bradley smoker and leave it for a couple of hours. It's going to soften up and it's also going to have this beautiful color of smoke on the outside. Now I've kind of sped this up and already pre-smoked some of the fruit. So this is what the pear looks like after it's been smoked for 2 hours. And it's nice and soft, and it's not going to take any time at all to put it in the reduction and have it change color. And this is the little peaches. So they're beautiful. You can also slice up those peaches and the pears and put them in a crumble as well. And you'll get that gorgeous smoky flavor, brown sugar and oats, and oh my goodness. There's lots of different ideas that you can have with smoked fruit. Now, doing your wine reduction, you're gonna heat up your pan and you're gonna add about a cup or so of your red wine. And the next thing you're going to do is add about a quarter cup of your amarino cherry balsamic. And last but not least, well, second to last but not least, you're going to add some sugar, about a half a cup. Now it's already quite sweet with the cherry balsamic and the red wine, but you want it sweet and you want it syrupy. You're going to grab a little whisk, you're going to whisk it together so all of your sugar is melted, just like so. And then you're going to add a little sliver of orange rind to it. You can also add cloves if you want, you can add star anise, you can add all sorts of different things. I'm going to keep it simple because I really want to taste that cherry in the balsamic. So you're going to let that come to temperature. It's going to start to fizz a little bit and you just want to bring out the moisture and have it reduce. And I've already done a reduction here and I'll show you in a minute. Now as far as the mascarpone cream goes, we have our whipping cream already ready to go. It's just 35% whipping cream with a little bit of icing sugar blended together with the mixer until you can form peaks, and then you refrigerate it. So I've already done this because you don't want to watch me blend for 10 minutes. You're going to add a cup of your mascarpone cheese and you're going to add about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then you're going to use your blender here, mixer, and mix it all together. That didn't take too long, did it? And just try a little taste. It's delicious. I love mascarpone cheese. So now, you can tell when your wine reduction is starting to thicken when you see all those bubbles starting. So anyways, once we get to this point where it starts to bubble and do its thing, that's when we add our fruit. You just place your fruit inside. And I have a nice big spoon available because I like to tip it and drizzle over top of my fruit. You can also go with a smaller pot, just like that one, so your fruit is a little bit more immersed in the red wine. And it's amazing how the color changes. But we do this until, I mean, the pears and the peaches have already been cooking in the smoker for the last 2 hours. So there's really not a cooking element going on here. Really, it's just the poaching and softening up that skin again and having the peaches and the pear change color. It's gonna get more of a darker, redder brown than it's looking right now. This is pretty much what you do. It probably takes about half an hour. Turn down your temperature a wee bit and just keep on grabbing your spoon and just drizzle over top of your fruit. So we're gonna set this aside. And we're gonna bring over the one that's already done. We're just gonna turn the temperature up. There we go. And I'll show you the difference in the reduction. So you can see that this reduction is thick and gorgeous. Just like that. So the next thing we're going to do is take our mascarpone and we're going to stuff a bag with it. This is what the meringue nests look like. Now these are actually very easy to make. They have to be cooked at a very low temperature in the oven. You can buy them, and that's pretty much what I did, is I bought them. It's just egg white and sugar. And using a piping bag, you just make a nice little nest and put it in your oven, usually at around 250 degrees for quite a long time, because you want it to dry out and you don't want it to have any color. You want it to be nice and white. So we take our piping bag and make sure to put it around your arm like this. It's easier to fill. So now that we have our mascarpone cream in our piping bag, this is just to show you the progression of your dessert. So we have our empty meringue nest, and then I've piped in the mascarpone cream, and then I've put the poached smoked peach on top. So filling this is very simple, just around and around and around like so. So the next thing we're going to add is another peach on the end. Like that. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. And the next thing we're going to add is our pear to the center. And hopefully we can do this without it breaking. I think it's going to work. There we go. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is pour some of this beautiful reduction over top of the fruit. Just like this. I think it's looking pretty good. Except for my pear. I think my pear wants to fall. And the last thing that we're going to do is add some fresh mint out of my garden as a bit of a garnish on top. And you can also put this down on the bottom as well, if you wish. So there you have it. There are some smoked peaches and pears using the 6-rack digital Bradley smoker. Very beautiful dessert, tastes incredible, and I really hope that you try this at home. And in the meantime, happy cooking.